It's that time again. It's that time for a brand new, fresh challenge. Now, of course, it's going to feature some tactics you probably won't have seen before, but we're going to focus on the rejects. Okay, let me explain. There's the wheel of teams we're going to spin from, but here are the steps for each team. On this wheel, this is not going to be pretty. I took to Twitter this morning and asked for some team suggestions, and these are the 5 leagues that are going to be used. Serie A, Ligue 1, the Portuguese Prem, Scotland and La Liga. Right folks, let me explain. Those are the clubs we're going to choose from. There's Rangers, Real Betis, Marseille, Braga, Juventus, Bologna, Sporting, Valencia. We've got 5 seasons to achieve our goals. Our goals are the following. Basically, we are going to use roles and setups that are ignored by many. They are the rejects of the Football Manager world. The goal is to survive a season without the sack. A trophy would be a huge bonus. At the end of each season or sacking, we will spin the wheel for a new club and a new tactic. We need to use a tactic that has either 4 target forwards.
Forget about it.
Double on Gonch and Ganch on Gonch.
In terms of entertainment.
Team violence, which will be 3 at least ball-winning midfielders.
They need to step up to the plate.
4-4-2. Old school 4-4-2, gotta use it.
Discipline defensively.
And the final one is no nonsense defence. Everyone in that defence has to have the role and duty of no nonsense defender.
No, not for me.
So that's the steps. I'm expecting to get sacked a lot. Let's see where we're gonna go first up. It's a good start. It's a good start. Depending on what tactic we get, that is. It's now time for the first step. There's a couple in there that I'm really nervous about, and I'd probably prefer to get them now while we've got a strong team. So fingers crossed that they land on them. You'll probably be able to tell by my reaction. Oh, no nonsense defence. The entire back line has to have no nonsense defender. Never done this before. Never.
Let's go.
Club 1 is Juventus, obviously historically a giant of a club. I'm ready for it though, I've got war paint on. However, when I'm looking at the squad, Italians are notoriously good, hard defenders, so this is probably the ideal club for what we're about to do. Basically, the passing technique and vision ability of some defenders is not going to be needed. When we're going for no-nonsense centre-backs, you can see all these attributes highlighted here, but when we break it down to no-nonsense defenders, the attributes are skimmed right down. You don't need as many. Now it comes to the tricky part of putting a tactic together. I think the best approach will be to take a tactic I know already works and then change the roles at the back. So I'll go through one of these tactic packs I've got already, and let's go for a classic. I've loaded in the Hansi Flick tactic. Now, at the minute, this is going to change drastically because as you can see at the back there, we've got ball-playing defenders who are going to start the moves off, and we've got wing-backs who are going to do the overlapping. So a lot of tweaking is going to be needed here. It sounds daft to say, but at the minute, my defenders are one of the main attacking threats. So when I change all these to no nonsense, that's going completely out the window. For example, the left wing back is basically the guy down the left hand side, allowing my inside forward to basically stay as a striker. So his role will probably have to change as well. Up we go. No nonsense fullback are only available with the defend duty. And you can see how basic it is.
Sometimes.
Boom, there he is. He's not shifting from that position, basically. I've done the same thing to the opposite fullback. So our no-nonsense centre-back does have a couple more options. Stopper, where he'll go for the ball and try and stop attacks as they come, and cover, where he'll sweep up behind other defenders, or normal defend duty. So I've gone for a stopper-cover combination, meaning this guy's going to go for the ball if it's in that sort of vicinity, and he's going to sweep up behind him. Hopefully, that will work. I have no idea. So in match, if you're wondering how this is going to look, obviously our focus is going to be on the defenders. In this match, it's Cambiaso, Bremer, Gatti and Danilo. Those are the 4. I'm not expecting them to venture much past this area here. Let's see. So we play the ball into Locatelli, who's the playmaker. Now, normally when Chiesa gets that ball there, if you've got a wing-back or a full-back on attack, this guy down here, Cambiaso, would be bombing down that flank. However, he's not moving, so Chiesa's having to look inside. So that's something we might have to think about as the season goes on. I'll show you the goal. Chiesa again's got the ball. And look, Cambiaso, Danilo is bombing back. He's bombing back. His first thing is I'm getting backwards. Cambiaso's kind of up there. He's just under my head as we play it on. All the attacking play is going to have to come from the attack, because as we scroll out, there's the defenders. They're all staying pretty much back. First game of the season, we got smashed by Tiny Cagliari. Good draws followed away to Roma and at home to Inter, where we probably should have won. We did finally win at home to Monza, but then we lost away to Frosinone and humbled at home by Atalanta.
And you sound in control.
Needless to say, this has not started well. We are currently 16th in the league, 13 points off the top. I completely changed up the front four positions, and I'm dropping the defensive line back a bit as well. But results continued to be absolutely atrocious. And when we got beat at home in the Coppa Italia to Salernitana, alarm bells were beginning to ring. Add to the fact we're in a board takeover with the bad results, we are in the mud big time. It's increasingly clear that this just is not working. So I went back to the tactic bank and loaded in an old Pep tactic and made some tweaks. I'm thinking double Mazzalas might help out wide because these two ain't moving. As it sits in December, we are 14th in the league and 5 points off relegation. This is always a nice message, isn't it? High-flying Udinese came to us next, and we started brilliantly. Our best win of the season, Udinese were second, so that's a big result. And despite that win, the rumours persisted, but another big win followed. 2 wins back-to-back has eased the pressure a bit, but they look like they want to pull the trigger on us here. Every game is now vital. We've got Sassuolo next, and then I do not like the look of Fiorentina at all. So now it's the board, supporters, and basically the entire squad who don't like me.
Everyone on the roster!
After our mini revival, I was right to be worried about Fiorentina because they murdered us. And with Cagliari up next, our fate could be sealed. Thankfully, we were absolutely fantastic here. Vlahovic pinged it in. It was 2-1, but it should have been way more comfy. That eased the pressure a bit, but it was Roma next. This is going to be tough. I made changes again, and this was a huge win, and honestly, far too nerve-wracking. 5-3, and we probably didn't deserve it. For that match, we set up like this. Weah was rubbish, so I'm going to move him forward and just hope for the best.
90% of the time, I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about.
But unfortunately, it's Inter Milan next, away from home. Now, this is going to be harsh. Inter away is going to be the deciding match. This could be it. This could well be it. I'll put McKennie in there for a bit of steel. Fingers crossed. We'd conceded 10 goals from corners and 8 from crosses. That is not good enough, and the corner one isn't even my fault.
I'd like to take this chance to apologise.
I've now got a job advert out for a set-piece coach at last. I'm also going to trap people inside, and I'm going to stop crosses. Friends, we've just took the lead, but I want to show you, you can see why we've had problems all season, right? So Chiesa gets that ball, and look, he's got absolutely no options on the overlap at all. Cambiaso is having none of it. Full time, huge. But still, the threat remained. But we won that match too, and if you actually look at our form since January, we've only lost 2 matches. We're sitting in 12th. Problem is, next match, Atalanta, who are top of the league. It looks like they're going to give us a month. A month. So we need to take that tactic, put it in the bin, start from scratch. Hello, old friend. Home draw against Napoli followed, but then we lost to Genoa in 2 games we should have won based on match stats.
He didn't just say that.
Now, games coming. Salernitana, Empoli, Torino, Verona, Bologna. 5 matches we should win. So tactic number 432 of the season, we're going for it. 4-2-4, let's go. Vlahovic penalty gave us the win against Salernitana. Then we beat Empoli 2 in a row. Well, I'd like to see those 3 use a no-nonsense defence. So after a pretty shambolic run at Juventus using 4 no-nonsense defenders, we last until the 30th of March. Not the ideal start to the new series, is it? The next club with a new tactic will be Braga in Portugal. And for Braga, they'll be treated to one of the 4 tactics we have remaining. A 4-4-2, team violence, target forward times 4. I am not looking forward to that one. And the double on Gonch. Did I say that right, Chase? On Gonch. It's got to go better than Juve.